See if this is working. I think I'm live now. That's what I'm talking about. Right on time. All right. So I'm just going to read some things that I shared earlier with Discord, and then we're going to talk about how the market's going to close. Right now, just to share my latest position, first off, we've got Apple on the screen. Why? Because Apple controls 7% of the SPY. So as Apple moves, and I can enlarge it if I wanted, I could be like, oh, let's see what's going on Apple. Okay, it's picking up a little pace. We know the SPY is picking up a little pace. Because remember, everything is about the SPY and different levels of the SPY. So let me get Apple back up there in a little spot. Let's see if that works. There we go. Okay, so right now, let's just talk about the market as a whole, and then we can talk about how the market is going to close today, give you my prediction. I'll give you the two positions that I'm in right now. I'm in UVXY calls that I paid a little too much for. I paid $1.04 for the 15s. And then I'm in UVX, I'm in SPY puts, which go side to side with each other. My SPY puts, again, I extended until Friday, and I'm in the 390s. Now, let me tell you why I picked the 390s. I picked the 390s because there's a lot of volume there. So if I was going to pick SPY puts, I'd pick, if I couldn't afford it, I'd go down to 380, 385, 390, 395. If you have the money, you go more in the money than out of the money, because it's about yielding a profitable trade. But for me, I went 390. I gave myself to Friday. I said to myself, and I said to Discord, even if today is green, because they wanted to tell you futures are green. So even however the market closes, I'm not really worried, because I expect the market to go down Tuesday and possibly Wednesday. Let's remember, we have Powell speaking tomorrow morning, pre-market. Then Wednesday, you have another Fed chair. I think it's Bullard speaking. And then Thursday, you have GDP numbers. Now, what everybody hasn't mentioned yet, with GDP numbers coming out on Thursday, is the first quarter, we ran negative GDP, 1.2%. So 2 quarters in a row means we're in recession. So whether they want to accept it or not, when it comes out on Thursday and we have negative GDP and people go, yeah, we're in recession. Holy shit, we're in recession. And the newspapers print, recession, recession, we're in recession. What the hell do you think is going to go onto the market? Down. So even on these up buying days, and I told everybody there's been support at 388 in the SPY. Don't be surprised. That's where institutions are buying. So what happened as we closed the last day of trading? We pushed up a lot higher. I didn't do so well on my SPY calls because they expired on Friday and I didn't want to lose my money. Okay, so we'll talk about it. But I want to make some headlines first. First, Jamie Dimon thinks the Fed has a lot more to do and that the markets are going to get nasty. And let's remember, he's the CEO of Chase Bank. Next, there was a SPY purchase of $10.4 million worth of calls out of the money that were leap years. My SPY puts expire Friday. So this gentleman or institution just thinks the SPY is going to go 420 sometime in the next month. And they'll probably be right. We're both probably going to be right. The SPY will probably hit 388 in the next month. And the SPY will probably hit 420 in the next month. See, you're learning right there. So if you buy out with enough time, you could probably take any position. Now, with the position I wouldn't take out or UVXY or any ETF, because it gets eaten away. So you want to be more time sensitive with that. But another headline, ready? Aramco, right? In the Saudi Republic of Dubai, right? They're operating, they say the world is operating right now with less than 2% oil reserves. Okay, so we haven't even had the run for the pumps yet. Let's all remember all those summers, like when we were having that Iraq war and everybody during the summer was lined up with their cars on the street. So that shit is coming. Doesn't matter if you're West Coast, East Coast, Southeast, Northeast, Midwest, wherever, there are going to be lines at the pumps. So again, I'm zooming out when I'm talking about this as a whole. But the market, even though it wants to tell you it wants to run positive today, bullshit, okay? It's as simple as fact like that. So Apple, let's just talk about Apple that I have it on the screen. It's 142.23 right now. I think on the upside, you could see 144, which would be the SPY hitting 398, like I said, and then find some resistance. I think Apple could easily touch 135 again, which would be 7 points down, which would be about 5% down. And when I say easily touch, I mean in the next 1 or 2 days. So you could play Apple puts, you could play SPY puts, you could play UVXY calls with the uncertainty. And I'll answer some questions if you want to ask them. I've got a couple more things. Next, Turkey's launching a military operation in their southern border to create a safe zone. Now, we always think of Turkey as our friend, but Turkey actually is better friends with Russia. China is buying oil from Russia. The ruble is at like a 14-year high or 14-month high, some high. So the ruble is high. Sanctions aren't working. Oil pricing is going up. food and energy is going up, and our government turns its attention to China, saying, you better not attack Taiwan. I mean, what the F? So when I'm bearish on the market, and yes, you could say that about me, I'm a bull and I'm bearish on the market. So when I say that and I read you these headlines, China says that the US is playing with fire when it comes to Taiwan. I mean, those are the headlines. No, 94 counterparties, this was reported this morning, take over $2 trillion at the Fed repo operation. $2 trillion. Now, when I used to talk about the Fed repurchasing these repos, right? I used to talk about 800 million. Holy shit. Remember last year, like a year ago, I was like, holy shit. They purchased 1.4 million. What the fuck? The markets, and then the markets turned ugly. They got crashed. So the Fed is not only purchasing 1.4 or 700 million, add those two numbers together. They're basically going up 200% from like a year ago. So the Fed is still majorly supporting the markets and the liquidity of the markets. So when Jamie Dimon came out and he said the Fed needs to stop doing what it's doing and let the markets get uglier, that's what he's talking about. And then you have credit swaps, which allow banks to swap different derivatives that they own. It's at an all-time high. It's peaking like this, like the VIX. And then I made a posting this morning talking about the VIX, that in a bear market, it goes up at least 200%. And so far it was only up 120%. So if we are in a bear market, yes, we could see a little bull rally. And that's what I was telling traders before, but it's coming. So, let's talk about today, my trades today, because I've got the UVXY right here at 1540. But when it was 1540 earlier, I was like, hey, we haven't even seen the worst. And it went to 1530 because I predict the SPY was going to cross 498. So let's just see where the SPY is right now. And then we'll get into some live trading or answer some questions. Let's see. 396. Okay, so I'm still profitable, obviously. Let's see where my options are. So again, the puts I bought were the 390s because I went out till Friday. So did I think it was going under 390? Yes, I think it's going to 388 to be specific, which only means that they're worth $2. But the point is, you get a lot of money for the time on the SPY. So let's just go here to see where I'm at. 390, 290 they're paying. I gave the alert at 265. After I gave the alert, what happened? They went down 7 cents because the SPY moves quickly. So quick lesson, anytime you're going to enter a position, any position in the SPY, doesn't matter if you're going out a few weeks or a few days or one day, whatever you're going to pay, you're like, I'm going to pay $92. That's what I'm going to pay. You never have to pay $92. You can always pay, even if you're perfect on guessing the entry point, you can always pay like $5 or $6 less than that. You can put in for like $86, and it matters. Those of you who say, oh, it doesn't matter, I just wanted to be in that trade. That's bullshit. Because if you can get in the trade instead of at 92 at $86, right? Take the $6 off. Just see if it works. The next time you're going to bid a 127, be like, I'll bid 120. I'll bid 119. You're going to save that $8, which is like 6%. When you go from 92 and you save $6, that's like 8%. That's what I call a nibble. So give yourself, but put in the order before you hit okay, just reduce it. When I was talking to the people from Robinhood, they said, how can we improve our platform? I said, here's what the thing should say. You should have an algorithm run my trades. And you should be like, dude, every time you trade Tesla, you miss the bottom by 12%. Do you want to enter your trade at 1,050 or 12% lower at like $930? And I would be like 930. I'd put 930. Anytime an app or something wants to save you money, you would take advantage of it. So don't be lazy. The next time you're going to put in any type of order, and this is for you, I'm speaking, you know who exactly you are. You're the dude or the lady who says, I'm going to pay $42 and the contract is $42 and you're like, 42, okay, bye. And you're waiting it, you're like, buy 42. Meanwhile, don't put in for 38. Take the 10% down. Take 12% down. Do something like that. Okay, so that's what's going on. SPY 397, not a surprise. Again, wouldn't surprise me if it goes to 398. If it goes to 398, I will be entering SPY puts that expire Friday. I will be adding to my position. My first position was 4 contracts. So, but if the SPY goes to 398, and it's not only you're just going to go there for 1 second. If it goes there, it'll probably hang out there for the rest of the day. So my intention is, if it goes there, which I don't think it should, and you know what? Let me bring up a chart real quick. Let me bring up a different chart and let me pull it up. So we'll go to the SPY. All right. I'm doing this by myself. So I do want to answer some questions. Then I want to stop the share screen, and then I want to share the screen. So appreciate your patience. Carlos is away right now. And I will answer questions. So please, if you have questions or you want to ask questions about a certain stock or a position or something, or ask questions about the platform or about the NFT, about anything, about the alerts, why I don't tweet as much, why I don't post as much on the Webull, whatever it is, ask the questions. I'm going to try and go through it. But let me see if I can pull this up big now so we can all look at the SPY together. Okay, at 397. So that's where it's sitting. But let me show you the 1 month so I can show you exactly what I'm looking at. So we can see today, first of all, opened up down here. So a few people thought it was worth this. A few people, I mean, you could simplify it. A few people thought the SPY should be in this area. And then all of a sudden it spends very little time above this area, but it spent a lot of time under there and a lot of time under here, 391. And again, right now we're a little too high for my liking. What are we, 397 and change? Yeah, 396. So again, I have no doubt we're going to test 390 again. I mentioned earlier in the week, double bottom. Let's look at the 1 month chart, okay? Just so we can check out volume, okay? So volume on an outflow day, 131 million. Volume on an outflow day, 117 million. Inflow day, less volume, only 98. Less volume, only 83. Less volume, only 78. So yes, to me, this is a fake run. What's the volume today? Let's just go down to the top of the screen now. 56 million, okay? So we are already at 3:11 p.m., 56 million. We're only like 40% of the outflow from Friday. So there's no volume today. So boom, bingo, lights going off. Everybody should fucking figure out the same shit that I just figured out. This is a fake ass rally. Okay, simple as that. So how are we going to trade that? Great, because what do I have? My phone. Okay, because my options really haven't moved that much. Again, I'm in the what was I in the 390s, right? The May 27th expiration. So anybody's welcome to trade along with me. I'm going to point out my trade right now and tell you exactly what I'm looking to do. Okay, because again, I don't pay the ask. Okay, I don't pay the bid, and neither should you. You should be a more efficient trader. And then I'm going to get some questions. So I told you the low was 260 because after I gave my alert that I just bought 4 contracts at 265, it went down to 260. It was actually the ask or the bid was 258. That's why I thought it went lower. But 260 was the low, so that's not bad. Right now it's sitting right at $3. I don't want to pay $3 if I'm going to increase my position this afternoon, okay? Because I can increase my position tomorrow, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday if I need to. Okay, so now it's spiking, of course. I'm talking about it. It's going up, which means the SPY is dropping. So, okay, now it's at 312, 314. Here's the point. We don't chase SPY puts. I have 4 contracts. I would go as deep as probably 24. And if I needed to, say it got to like Thursday or Friday, I would probably go 40 more deep to like 60 contracts, but only if I'm paying like 40 cents each. So if I'm paying that much, I'm putting in like $2,400 or more dollars. But again, it's spiking now. I would not chase. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look back and say, okay, it went to 260. Maybe they pull it back. Maybe it goes to like 274. Okay, so if it happens to go back to 274, which would mean I'm still up 4% since my alert, I would double my position and buy 4 more contracts at 274. Now, why wouldn't I buy any more than 4 contracts, 4 additional contracts? Because let's say it was like catching a falling knife. Let's say it drops and it drops to like $1.50. Okay, I got 8 contracts and my average price would be $2.69. Say it dropped to $1.50. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I'd be down $1,000, but it's not. Right now I'm up, 22% right now. So it's cool. I'll hold. I've got till Friday. And again, I expect a pullback on the SPY. Oh, did I show you the picture? Let's see. Okay, let me pull it up again. Okay, so here's the picture on the SPY. Okay, so we pulled it up. I said light volume. So what I'm going to show you is a lot of times, and now see the pattern right here. It's like almost like a loop-de-loop. We go up, drop lower. Go up, drop lower. Exactly. Whoever was not watching my video with me that just mouthed the words drop lower, you got it right. I've drawn this out before. This is the one I wrote in permanent marker that I cannot erase it, but I'm going to show you exactly what we're expecting, okay? I wonder if I have it on a different chart here. No, that's my other SPY chart, but I've got more room here. So here's what happens. Anytime I sometimes mention a stock drops, it seems to rebound. You're like, oh yeah, we're going to catch that rebound. And what happens? It drops lower. So that's what I think we're going to see with the SPY as well. And again, light volume today. I don't even need to point out light volume. So numbers on the SPY, I might as well use this marker too that we're here. So we're right about what, 398? Number for me, key resistance, 396, a floor or a ceiling. I definitely don't think we're breaking through 400. That's why I'm pretty sure about my position. I don't think we're going through 400. So the next level is 396. Now, if we break 396 to the downside, what's next is 392. So the fact that I entered at 397, again, it doesn't have to hit my price target of 388 for me to make money. I'm in a position, I've got 5 days now, well, 4 days and like 45 minutes left. And I say the SPY is going down from like 397 and change. What did I buy? 397, like 50, 61, something like that. So yeah, it's probably still profitable. It's still $3.04. Again, if it goes down another 10%, these same puts that I have, I will double my position today. All right. I explained that. Okay. So let me just see if we got any questions here, but I've explained that. Also, I tried to put in UVXY calls. I sent out the alert. Now here's an example of not getting the contract. Okay. UVXY $15 calls, which expired this Friday. $15. The UVXY right now is $15.56. It was $15.39 when I sent out the alert, actually $15.38. And I was waiting for it to dip to $15.30. Okay. But the calls were asking 102 to 104 per contract. I put my ask in at $98, $99, and a full dollar. So I was buying 3, 3, and 3, 9 contracts total. That's it. And if it went past 1, I'm looking to call the bottom. So what happened? It went as low as $1.02. It went to 98 cents the first time, which is how I came up with $98. A lot of times you could look at something and go, okay, where's the low on the day? And your phone will tell you somebody bought these for $98. So I say to myself, well, shit, if that's the low today, that's a good entry for me. I would like to be in at $98. Now, again, I put in $98, $99, and $1 or $100 per contract. I did not get it. It went as low as $1.02, and then it spiked. So when the UVXY went above 1550, and then it went all the way to like 1560, I'm not chasing. There's no way I'm going to pay $1.20 or whatever it is for those contracts. Let's just say it's only up 15 or 14%. Why the hell would I do that? My whole strategy is in at $1, out at like 125. So instead of in at $1, let's say I pay 115, and I can't get out at 125 if I pay 115. That just won't work. So let me just go over and see if we got any questions here. If you have questions, just ask them on the side. For everybody watching, please thumbs up. I haven't done this, especially not without Carlos. I'm usually losing my voice. I think I'm trying to be pretty clear right here with all the different levels of the SPY. So again, light volume today. So if there's any reason for an outflow in the SPY tomorrow and they don't support today's buying, guess where the SPY is going? So that's all the psychology behind the trading. Okay, so you're trying hard to hold your excitement. Is oil a good play with the SPY? So here's the good thing. With the markets mixed, I was mentioning oil could technically go to $150 per barrel. There is a shortage of oil. There's going to be a shortage of wheat, of corn, of food. You're going to hear about it. Prices aren't done going up. So that's zooming out. So we're in what? Towards the end of May. Let's go out 3 months. June, July, August. So the shit that you're seeing in the market right now is not going away. It's not going away till at least September. When your kids start school again, or when you're back at college, depending on who's watching this, or things, summer vacation's over, that's when Wall Street returns. Things could get a little spicy. If there's opportunity to be had, it'll be had in September. But guess what happens over the summer? Lighter volume. So as we head to July and August, guess what? Lighter volume. So if traders, and there are so many institutions on the sidelines, they're not buying. So yes, some hedge funds, some institutions that need to be bullish on the market, they are buying. But everybody else, like big money, I mean, Warren Buffett, he's got to buy. He's got so much money in Berkshire. But there are other people, I'm sure, like Lehigh Coca or somebody like that went to Lehigh, like myself. He probably has a lot. Okay, UVXY again, 1558. A little more interest there. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, this is great about today. So here's how it's on my watch list, and then I'll do more questions or look here. And yeah, so live trading is, I basically told you what my entries are, what I was looking at. UVXY calls that I mentioned, I want to buy out till June 17th, right? Even though the ones I was going to buy expire this Friday, because again, I'm looking for some disgustingness in the market. It doesn't have to be bloody disgusting, but see where we are right now. And right now we're 396 and change on the SPY. I think we're going 388. So that's 2% lower. If we go 2% lower, UVXY will probably spike past 1720, which would be a great exit on those options. In for $1, out for $2. SPY puts, right? I'm in for $2.65. I would like to double my money. I would like to be out at 530. So again, not looking for instant gratification. And the funny thing is, made a video about BBIG, right? Which is 297 right now. It's up 2% today. It just spiked probably as I'm going on live. which is crazy because I don't have a following like that at all. But yeah, I'm still holding that because I'm looking for 50%. So I'm in at $2.70. It's approaching $3, which would be a 10% gain. I'm looking for 50%. So I'm not getting out before $4. I'm not someone who pumps a stock or a crypto. Guess what? Tomorrow morning, 8:30 tomorrow morning, I got a video on Luna. So how many of you are into crypto? A lot of you, obviously. And you're into like Luna. You're like, okay, I'll buy $1 million worth of Luna. It's 0.000118 or some shit like that. No, you're wasting your money. Luna is not going to be worth anything. You could scalp it. Yes, if you're buying like 2 million Luna and you're buying it here and you can get, I mentioned on the video, you can scalp Luna. But please, let me explain why. Okay, so watch that video. Skirt, someone wants to look at Skirt. Is that SKRT? So let me pull that up and see what that's doing. I'm not even sure what that is. SKRT. It's probably not even a stock. So I bet Skirt is like another term for something that I don't even know. B-Big is breaking out. Wheat sector is heating up. Yeah, so wheat has definitely been a hot item and they're buying into it. But here's the thing about wheat. I think India just said that they're not going to export any of their wheat, which is killing their wheat price internally. So I don't know what's going on in the world. But yes, if you're going to buy wheat like WEAT, which I know Mr. Bacon follows, please, you got to make sure your entry is good. So let me just go to my phone here. I've got it right here. Here's the wheat ETF, WEAT. Yeah, I mean, they're buying it today. Where's it at? $12 again. Yeah. So, I mean, $12. So let me pull up that wheat chart. So yeah, why not? That's a good, I know you're a smart dude. So let me pull up wheat and WEAT. And this is for people that don't know how to play things. When I talk about corn or wheat shortages, they have derivatives like this that you can play. So let me just pull this up on StreamYard. I'll make me small and wheat big. So this is the chart on wheat. I'm going to go over to that screen so I can show you what it is. Here it is, WEAT, and it's your wheat ETF. So as we've been talking for at least a month, probably even longer, about how there's going to be a wheat shortage, you can see that even light volume here, right, 3 million, now all of a sudden they're trading 10 million, 3 times the volume. You could have got in anywhere probably around $10, right? $10.56, $10.50. Yeah, $10.50. So right now we're pushing up on $12. And you know what? Wheat will probably hit an all-time high. So when you see it at 12.37 there, right, and you're saying, okay, well, I missed the boat already. You did not miss the boat. It's more than likely, and let's just bring up the 3-month chart. Okay, it's more than likely that wheat will hit an all-time high again because the situation hasn't changed. How much wheat is Ukrainian going to export and India and all that put together? Not enough. That's the answer. It doesn't matter percentage-wise. So if I'm telling you we're going to go to a high here, an all-time high, I mean, we're talking about you saw a peak, you saw a higher peak. It's showing you right here that it wants to peak again. So yeah, do I want to buy in at 11.91 or 11.92? Let me look at the 5-day because I probably don't. I mean, I don't want to pay anything more than this first spike, 11.80. In fact, I would probably want to pay 11.75 because I don't want to spend the extra 25 cents. So if I'm going to play wheat, and that's a good example right here. Actually, if I'm going to play this option on wheat, I'm going to look for wheat to come down to 11.75. So I would say to myself, okay, let me look at the options. Okay, they expire June 17th. So I have more than 25 days, right? 25 days exactly, actually. So I would go to the calls that expire in a month, okay? And the $11 calls right now are $1.20 or $1.15. So I guess there's not a huge variance. I would probably put in for $1. Today I'd put in for $1.10. I don't need to buy them today. That's why I would put in for $1.10. I might even put in for less than that. I would probably actually put in only for like $1.02 if I had to buy them today. I don't want to buy them today. Wheat's too expensive today. I want a shitty day in the market. Shitty day in the market. Guess what's going down even though wheat is probably in demand? Wheat, the ETF. It's like, remember shitty days in the market, Bitcoin used to spike, and I say used to. Bitcoin used to spike in the market, and we would all be like, why are Riot and Mara going down? Now, full transparency, the stock or the option I lost the most on last year was Riot. I lost $180,000 on Riot options last year. So it's crazy. I had a decent year, but when I saw, when I did all my numbers and I'm like, how much did I lose on Riot? So that's what I'm talking about. When they had an AI program, if I was trading on Robinhood and I wanted to do a Riot option, it would be like, hey, you idiot, you're 0-17 with Riot and you generally lose $5,600 per trade. Don't trade it. That's all you have to tell yourself. So if you have a notebook, and I know Love has a couple of nemesis, and Riot is my nemesis, but if you have a nemesis stock or an option play, say you just don't do well with Amazon. Stop trying to beat Amazon. You don't do with Tesla. Stop trying to beat Tesla. Me, I crushed Tesla. I'm like 17-4 now. The other day I entered into a Tesla put and I made it like $70. And the next day it opened up 5,000. And the next day it opened up 8,000 up. So yeah, I paper hand some shit that I'll stop doing it. Okay, so let's see what else we got. APPH, yeah. Do I expect recession? Yeah, so I expect on Thursday, I already said this, if the number is negative for GDP, and yes, it's going to be negative. It's gross domestic product. Look it up. It's going to be negative. It's technically going to be a recession. So when the newspapers start printing the headlines, recession, 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 are we in a recession? What comes next? Does the market fall next? Does the Fed step it up? All these things are going to be worried on people's minds. So when I mentioned big money is still on the sidelines, yes, some hedge funds and institutions invest. I know a lot of people that bought Disney stock at 102. Okay, I bought some more at 103. But the point is, it could still go lower. Disney can go to 99 if the markets take a shit on themselves. That is a certain possibility. I mean, I heard people calling out the SPY 360, SPY 350. I said to myself, no effing way the SPY is going to 350. But I also said the SPY wasn't going to 380. And we saw it the other day at like what? 380, right? Something like that. So yeah, I've been pretty good with tracking the SPY. So ever since, and I'll give the credit where it's due, Romeo and Love started talking about the SPY. And I'm like, I used to enter positions. I used to not give a shit about the SPY. I would enter, and this is for everybody. If you enter a trade and you have no freaking clue what I'm talking about right now, then you're effing up, okay? If you understand how the SPY works, and there are different points on the SPY, and I have them on both charts, 400, 396, 392, 388. And the SPY is going down between two levels. Let's look at it right now as we speak, okay? Let me just pull up the SPY here. 390. Okay, perfect freaking example. First off, I love this example because I'm going to be right about it. And it's a great example to share as we 3:27 p.m. So there's time to trade the SPY. Why? Because, I mean, I can tell you right now, the SPY is going down to 392. Right now it's 396. So let's pull up the SPY. Let me just pull it up. Stay with me, everybody. Don't leave because this is a perfect opportunity. And there's no reason to chase either. There's no reason to chase. Okay, let me pull up the SPY. Boom, let's get it up nice and big. Okay, there we go. 395.81. So yes, my entry would be right under 396. Would be at this spike right here. So if you all can see that, 395.96. Can you all see that? I just put an arrow right there. 395.96 or 396. I mean, it's all basically the same. That's if you want to get in right away. Now, what's likely to happen is you see the peak here, then a dip, then it peaked, then it dipped, peaked here, dipped. It's probably going to peak right back up. Oh yeah, see that? I guess I gave you guys early confirmation, but I would get in right about here, maybe 23, 369, 23. Why? Because I'm pretty sure it's going back down here. And if it doesn't happen today, 395.50, 394, no, it's going lower. 393, it's going to go lower tomorrow. 393, 392. Okay, 392 is fair. So I say at some point tomorrow we will hit 392. Why? Because I pulled up the 1 month chart. Let me pull it up a little more. Here we go. Count outflow days. Let's go from here. Okay. Actually, it went down even though it was inflow days. So let's just do outflow days. 1, 2, 3, then 4 inflow, another one. So it's 5 versus 5. Okay. 5 outflow, 5 inflow. So yes, it is getting better. But if you look, the volume on the outflow day, 155 million, 132 million, 142 million, right? 131. So it's all around 117 is the lowest. On the outflow days, 117 is the lowest. Let's do the inflow days, okay? Let's just go back here for the last 5 inflow days, okay? Here we go, 125. That's the best inflow day, volume-wise, 125, okay? Here you go, 104. Oh, ugly. 78. They weren't buying shit that day. 83, not really buying. Oh, an outflow day, 117 down. Oh, inflow day, didn't move anywhere, 98. Outflow day, 132. Today, 58 million on the SPY. So when I tell you, that's why I'm not so harping on the way the market's going to finish today, because volume's so light. So it's like a ticking time bomb. You just light something. Oh, another play I did for my account. I went leap year on GameStop option calls. I mentioned I was going to talk about GameStop. So rather than put pressure on myself, I went out till January of next year to buy GameStop calls. $120, $125, and $130. Why? Because I think GameStop is going to spike in the next couple months when the market settles. I don't think they're done playing with GameStop. So when no one giving a shit about GameStop and people are like, oh yeah, let me buy, sell some January. That way, if it doesn't move, at least I sell some covered calls, right? Institutions that are holding it, covered calls. Yeah, I bought them. So do I expect a recession? Yes, I do. What's going on with Blue Apron? Your average is what? Let's see if I can pull that up. 375. Oh, I was hoping you would say 317. Yeah, I mean, I bought some more the other day at 308. My average isn't much better than yours. It's about 315. There's nothing going on there. I mean, while the market is shit, and understand the market is still shit. If you see this buy at 420, Blue Apron will be over $5, $6. It might even get squeezed all the way up to $9, where I think my exit would be $7.74. So yes, I've got 3 positions of Blue Apron. I've also got positions of Be Big. I didn't sell it today when it was at 395 295 this morning, and then it went down to 285. That's 5%. I thought about selling my shares today, saving that 5%, because I was like, the markets are definitely going to go down a little. I'll at least save 5%, and that's exactly what I did. But I didn't do that anyway. So yeah, we're seeing inflow into the SPY today. But again, the SPY is pretty tricky lately. So anything that happens today, I think it's going to give back later on this week. So that's why you don't rush into positions. That's why you don't buy options like I did on Friday that expired Friday. You buy options that give you 5 full days on the SPY, 5 full days on the UVXY. You want to take a bearish position on the market like I did? Okay, UVXY calls. Great. Give yourself enough time to be right. I speak from experience because I've been on that trade too many times, whether it was NNOX, whether it was Jumia, there are so many trades, AMD, Netflix, where literally if I bought 1 extra week, I would have saved like at least 50% of some of those losses. And we're talking about massive, massive wagers like Netflix Q2 of 2020. What is it? Of 2020. Yeah. I had $54,000 worth of Netflix options. Thought I was worth $500,000 or $250,000. I ended up exiting out with $1,500. 2 weeks later, they got a little bit of a bounce. I only would have lost like 0.5%. So that's what it is. Let's see if I have any more questions. Boom, 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 boom. Just curious. Anybody had 8 calls? Sorry, outflow, not inflow. What's up? Hey, what's up, Romeo? Thoughts on Airbnb? Okay, so Airbnb. Yeah, I made a posting about Airbnb before. Here's the thing about Airbnb. So number 1, they closed their operations in China. Number 2, with China, Apple said they're going to start sourcing elsewhere, whether it be Taiwan, India, third world countries, whatever it is, less reliance on China. And then President Joe comes out and he says, we will give military support to Taiwan. And then President Yi comes out and says, what are you even instigating, U.S.? So that's how we have it right here. Let's go with an end of day SPY prediction. Now, again, there's inflow into the SPY today, but the volume is light. We're still under 60 million. And I was showing you days of 117 million. So yeah, what do I think is going to happen end of day? I definitely think we're getting that M curve. I think we'll end up a little further down. So I'm going to go across there, and I'm going to say somewhere between 394 and 95. But even if it doesn't happen, I happen to think we're touching 392 tomorrow and potentially lower, because understand, whatever happens tomorrow, whatever the trend line is, at some point, if we touch 392, what's the psychology going to say? Fed speaking. We've got Fed notes on Wednesday. We have another Fed chair on Wednesday. We've got GDP on Thursday and another Fed chair on Friday. Well, shit. Nothing spells volatility more to me than when the Fed or the president speak. Dude, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me for half an hour. I'm going to try this once a week. But next time, ask more questions. Talk about stocks and be like, hey, what about this stock? Hey, I like entry here or exit here. It's all about entry. It's no jumping in. So always follow the SPY first. When you follow the SPY, you say, okay, it's 396 right now. Looks like it can go up to 397. If it does, I'll enter puts at that position. That's a strategy. Just jumping in right now and saying, oh, it's spiking up, I'm going to get calls. You're going to pay too much. And then when it drops down, you're going to be effed. So the point is, have strategy. Don't chase. You always have enough time. So even on something like this, where you get that triple spike at the end, man, if you want puts, it's going to spike. If you want calls, it will dip. I don't think calls are a good idea on the SPY right now. But if you want them, wait for it to go down 60 cents more, because that's what you're paying for, and that's the profit you're trying to make. All right, everybody, thank you so much. If Carlos is here, maybe we give it a little more time. I'm going to go.